Welcome to Reality and Chill with Nishi and Kenny. Today we are covering Southern Charm. How good is it,
Southern
Kenny?
Charm. It's going really good. I have flipped on Sally, so I am now a fan. I think her behavior is so fun to watch, and I love that her and Molly's relationship is back in form. What
You,
did you take out of last episode?
I can't believe. Yeah, I guess you're flipping it on its head. If anything, Sally is grating my gears. Like I'm just like, it's like literally nails on a chalkboard watching her come onto Austin so hard, and like I really think that I don't know, Molly summed it up for me. I was saying how she goes, the body isn't even cold yet. And I'm like, that is the only way to sum this up. I just cannot believe how quickly and strongly, like her antennas went right up straight away. And she's like, Zzz, I'm going for
She is
it.
boy crazy. She is like, move the dead bodies from underneath that table, or I'll just push them there and let me eat. Like but the fact that she's so like because it's not a popular way to behave, particularly in the South. And the fact that it's so not the norm is why I'm a fan of it, because it's kind of
Yeah.
fascinating to watch. It's like, one, it's not going to get you anywhere. And then two, I just find it really fun. Like she's not taking herself too seriously. And it seems like she's like this with a lot of guys from the after show, in terms of like, she loves to be a big flirt, and that's just part of her character.
Yeah. And I can admire that she owns it. She didn't have any anxiety the next day after she'd come on so strong the night before, which I mean is admirable because anyone else would have had anxiety.
It's a
But
superpower. That is a superpower. Can you imagine, like,
y-
behaving a bit like that after somebody's just recently broken up from a longer term relationship and wake up the next morning laughing about it? I mean, it's a superpower. Like,
it's definitely a superpower. But I don't know. I'm still not a fan. I'm still not Team Sally. But I like that you are.
yeah, I just found her really interesting to watch, because it's
Y-
it's unusual that we see man eaters like that in the South. Like, have we had one, like one that behaves like that? Like, we've had man eaters or whatever, but they've still been really soft, um, so to speak. It's not, I don't think we've had one like this on Southern Charm. It's more a New York vibe, that kind of like, maybe should have better luck in New York, where
oh,
stronger women and, that more kind of, like I said, that masculine energy is going to maybe serve her better in a bigger
yes.
city. Maybe, Charleston's just too small for Sally. Mm,
You're right about New York because I just
yeah.
think the OG man eater is Luann.
Well, like, right, and maybe it's that, but Luann she's learnt how to move more into her feminine. I think, even though she's
Mhm.
got the masculine there, she really is quite. I mean, she's sophisticated. Sally doesn't have that yet, but that's why I love it so much. It's really kind of out there, I think, in that geography. Yeah, in that space and time.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. I'm having a little bit of trouble hearing you. Sorry if I
Oh,
go.
you are. Apologies for that.
Yeah.
I wanted to know as well with wit. Um, I thought it was amazing that, like, Sally was like leaning into wit as well. He was saying on the after show. So
What was he saying?
he was saying that Sally, like, that's what she does. She's a big flirt, and that even
Ah,
with him, she was leaning in. It's this whole body to body connection thing. Like, so normally if you're with a friend or whatever, you'd like maybe, or you sort of go in like that, but she goes in like this, like, she's more like we saw with her and Austin, like that whole, low cut top, but really in. So she's really quite like Luann is, like, in that really forward, no fear.
yeah.
A man eater. She's a man eater. Yeah. Watch
She
out,
is.
boys,
Uh,
she'll chew you up. Like, she is. Yeah.
but okay, can we talk about while we're on Sally, this whole thing about her and um going to Charlie and saying all of this stuff about Craig and what happened and saying, well, Craig is going around saying that you know, if he's what did he say? That whole she's basically started not started a rumor, but relaying that message back. And I don't know. What are your thoughts on that whole situation?
I think that Austin said it a certain way to get a reaction. He knows that Sally is the messenger. He knows that Sally is like pissed with Craig. So Austin is just utilized the best voice to do his dirty work, which Sally does. Sally is out there slaying. She, as we know, she's a man eater, so she doesn't want any competition. So she doesn't really want Craig to be successful in his next kind of, romantic conquest, and she'll do whatever she has to do to sabotage it.
Oh, see, this is the thing. This is why she annoys me, and I can't get on board with her because I'm like, it's such double standards. She was telling Vanita not so long ago, like probably days ago, that she's like, I need to learn for myself and all of this sort of stuff when Vanita was trying to warn her. And now she's not letting Charlie learn for herself.
No,
She's trying to um, sabotage that. And I'm like, that's not nice. It's just so toxic and just
hypocritical.
hypocritical. And she just can't help herself. She really can't help herself. And I can't deal with it. Ugh, she just rubs me up the wrong way. She's not a
Yeah,
girl's girl. She's not a girl's girl at all.
she's not. She's not a girl's girl. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I like, compared to Vanita, I like her a lot more. And I think she's actually
Yeah.
more of a girl's girl than Vanita. But I think she's just so toxic when it comes to if she feels slighted, or she can be quite manipulative as well. So that's where you see that really dark side of her, where she's just got no qualms. Like you said, she doesn't get anxiety. So she can just go ahead and behave in certain ways without any real self-reflection, it seems. So yeah, so with the Charlie thing, she's not aware she's being a complete hypocrite. And there's no way you could have a conversation to support her understanding either.
No.
So
Yeah.
what do you think of Sally and Molly's friendship though, kicking off again?
I think that's really nice. I actually like that they had this conversation and talked it out. It was really interesting to see them realize that Vanita was maybe more behind the scenes with their sort of friendship breakdown recently, because I didn't pick that up until you see all of the flashbacks and the way that Vanita was sort of going off and having sort of those she had loose lips and she was just poking the bear. And again, she knows that Sally will go off and say something, and then she's kind of whispering in the background. I did not like that. It kind of makes me not like Vanita even more. And I like that Sally and Molly were able to sort of get over that and like sort of come together. I really like Molly. Molly is actually my favorite at the moment. I just think she's so level headed, so mature, doesn't like get into the drama of it all, has a really good read on the room, really quirky. I really like Molly. So, yeah, it's nice to see them being friends again.
Yeah, she's authentic and she's kind. Like that's what makes you likable. She's just a sweetheart. But she's funny too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
She's got some really good quirky one-liners there.
she does.
Um, yeah, but yeah,
Yeah,
Vanita. Sorry, go ahead.
no, I was just going to say, I feel like she's the one person that is quite level headed compared to all of the other girls. She's just, yeah, she's switched on. That's all I
True.
was going to say.
No,
Yeah.
no, for sure. Like, for sure. Like, I'm just so glad that she's not like a fish out of water before, where she didn't really have an alliance, but now her and Sally are back. It seems like they're a really cool team together, because Sally's just ridiculous, and then Molly can just laugh about it and handle it in a way where she's not going to. Vanita's just too serious, and she's also
Yeah.
very immature. You picked that up a couple of episodes ago or whatever, how Vanita's quite immature, and you could see even with that champagne glass, there's something lacking there in terms of her development, and yeah, and then the way she deals with conflict as well. We saw in that she is like a little bit of a child in some ways. Um, yeah, I really don't dig her. I really want her to go, because it's like she's the one that, if you found like that kind of scraping on the chalkboard, you mentioned before how Sally, I get that reaction from
With
Venita. She's just like so fake and so childish. And it's annoying. Like that whole when they had the champagne glasses and she's like, I was just like, ugh. Do you remember the scene?
wait, which one?
So it was like Shep and Sally, they'll bring stuff in from inside and they're like, hey, no, just watch the champagne glass. And she was doing this like silly thing. It's like this attention seeking thing she does. Um,
Oh,
and
yeah.
and she
It's
nearly knocked
so
over the
childish.
champagne glass.
But
And she
even
thinks
you're
it's so
right, even the
funny and
way
stuff.
she
It's
deals with
just
conflict,
it's
I'm
just
like, you
those
can't
annoying
be
things that come with maturity. Yeah.
right. Yeah, no, I agree. And I just don't think she's made for this show. It
Yeah.
specifically with the way she deals with conflict, like the one time that she's been sat down now and Sally's like, let's just talk about whatever this issue is, and she walks off.
Mm.
Um, is that what you weren't talking about that, were you? Because you were cutting out, I couldn't hear. But yeah, I don't like how she's just walking off, and I'm like, well, hold on a minute. This is a show about conflict resolution. It's a friend group. We want to see the ebbs and flows of friendship. Like you can't resolve things if you don't sit there and talk about it. And this is where I feel like I don't think she should be brought back because if you cannot do that on these shows, it's just not going to work.
I know, because it's not how much we like somebody, right? It's like whether or not they're good for the show. Um, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see what Bravo does in that space because it's such a killer of a season. They can afford to carry somebody that's like that for this type of season. But
True.
sometimes when you've got slim pickings or whatever, like i.e., if the boys are now all single or something and they're all getting along, then we're not going to have half the drama. So um, and then it'll be really obvious. It'll be even worse, because oh God, they'll have to have more edits with her in and it will just be super annoying. I
Yeah.
loved how they edited. Can we chat about Shep and how Rodriguez and Madison were giving him advice on how to deal with not, being more inquisitive about what was going on with Austin. And I just want to sort of say, like, later on, when they edited that flashback, it was so well done. It was so amazing. So I would just love to sort of like really go into that because it says a lot about Shep's psyche. He can't help himself. He wants to give advice. It's pretty
Yeah.
frustrating.
Oh my gosh, I was dying. He's like, "I have to give advice." And Rodrigo goes, "What did he say?" He's like, "Do you?
You.
You?"
Right? And he's quite right. It's like, Shep, why do you think that that's the way you're serving friendships, right? So you can see it's actually coming from. I've always thought he's like arrogant and righteous, back in the days, but now he's kind. It's like that is just who Shep is. Shep's going to come in thinking his advice. He's such a well-read individual with so many years, and so like it's really interesting. Like from a change perspective, like you need a listening audience, and they need to come to you. Like you can't push your stuff onto somebody, and we can really see this play out in this particular episode with Shep just doing what he does. Like again,
It's
like he hasn't
hilarious.
learned that is not serving him. Like he may have the best advice in the world, but if somebody doesn't want to hear it, don't push it on to them.
Right. And like I think he thinks that that is being a good friend, right? He's like a
Yeah.
good friend should be able to sit down and tell you, you know, give you advice and tell you what you need to hear type thing. But what he doesn't understand is it's not the one area that he shouldn't give advice is relationships.
Yeah.
And it's like it's so ironic.
But it's
It's funny.
unsolicited. If somebody clearly is in that space, you're giving unsolicited advice, and that's never a good thing either. Like, do you know
No,
what I mean? Like, there's a certain timing that he needs to have a little bit more emotional awareness there.
right,
But yeah, but on the flip side, I think Austin's a little bitch yet again by withholding this information from Shep. He did that as a power move.
right.
Ugh.
100%.
It's like-
I no, I agree. I agree. And I'm like, yeah, he is just still annoyed that he's so petty, first of all, but second of all, he's clearly still annoyed that Shep went and told Craig that information about the girls. And so he's like, you know what? This is what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna treat you as a good friend, and I'm not gonna tell you this big thing because we're clearly not friends. Oh, I don't trust you. And it's like, I don't know. This is where the relationship between these three boys, or friendship, is just crazy.
It goes back to what Whitney said, which is Austen holds a grudge. And you couldn't see it more played out in this particular episode. That was two
Mm,
episodes again when Whitney was saying that when Craig and Austen were having that conflict. But yeah, like Shep lets things go. Let's not forget, 2 seasons ago, you slept with Shep's one and only long-term like relationship he's had on Southern Charm over a 10-year period. 2 years. And you lied about it. You slept, like you knew you were doing wrong. Shep forgave you almost instantly. He doesn't hold grudges. Like Shep has that great quality, right? So
right.
whereas Austen, he does hold grudges. And that made me reflect as well. Because you mentioned that his his sister is it Kylie that died, or Kyle? His sister that died when he was younger. I'm actually with you on this now. Like that actually has really meant, I think part of his relationship issues with Craig is actually developed is around that. I think he has a bit of codependence happening or abandonment issues that come with
Yeah.
friendships, and at the same time he can't really be truly vulnerable with a woman.
Mm,
I'm starting to get it now. I'm seeing what you said. I've picked up what you put down, Nish, and I've really
mhm,
reflected on that. And I think you bang on. I really do.
mm.
And so now I've got a bit of a softer heart for Austin, because before I was just like, he's such a annoying person. Like to me, he was just really ruining lives. But now I get it. I'm like, okay, yeah, this
Yeah.
kid needs to get therapy. Clearly,
Yes, exactly, and
yeah,
it's like it explains it because it's like otherwise you can't quite get your head around
right.
why he's because it just seems so crazy. Like you mentioned, he's got the the best of the best when it comes to the girls, like the hottest, some of the
Really
smartest,
good quality
good
women.
careers, good
Really good
quality,
quality women. Yeah.
and it's like just letting him go left, right, and center, and cannot and has so much such
Same
commitment
pattern
issues.
over
Same
and
pattern
over.
doesn't
And
make
then this
sense.
weird friendship he has with Craig, where it is that abandonment and codependence stuff that we sort of spoke about before. So, yeah, if anybody's sort of like with Craig, he was just getting on with his life, but for him, the way he sees that is obviously that wound of being abandoned as somebody really close, because your brother and sister when you're younger, that is your best friend, and so that is why he's behaving that way with Craig. It makes so much more sense
Mm.
to me now. I'm like,
Yeah, look,
yeah, okay, I get
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I wonder whether he's actually gone to therapy and like stuck with it consistently. Like it doesn't show if he has. But you
I
would
don't.
think after
Yeah.
going through something like that he would. But I don't know. I mean, in the South, do they do that? Because I feel like that might not be something that they do regularly in the South. You know what I mean?
Well, look, Craig's using Copilot, or like Craig is using IR, AI. I think it's more likely in the South. Honestly, I think it's more like a black-white thing. You can see black men are really against it in a lot of communities across America, culturally, and I think men just generally don't lean
Mm.
that way, right? And I wouldn't be surprised if for this crowd, like I could see somebody like Rodriguez would have gone down that path, possibly, or wouldn't be, like would be more would more lean in. It's hard to say, but yeah, I just think with those boys, they're so still in their kind of teenage vibe that, like, I don't know if they're striving to see why they are the way they are. I think they accept themselves and they're really comfortable with who they are, of just still mucking around at that age. Do you know what I mean? Like they're actually happy with who they are. Like, do you know?
Yeah.
So they don't, and that's the tragedy, because then Austin's going around like really during women's prime time where they could like settle down and have kids, and like he's just really screwing with their heads, and you know, so it's a bummer because it's like, yeah, he's kind of stuck in a routine.
Yeah. I mean, and then they've found each other, which kind of like reinforces that behavior because they all are kind of in it. You know, you still got Whitney, who's like that, obviously Shep. It's, and like
It's
that's
the best viewing ever. It's the best viewing ever because that's exactly right. And it actually is representative. Like many women, I'm sure, know these crowd of guys. The good looking, they're fun, they've got all those things. But like a moth to a light, women are kind of drawn to them, but it never goes anywhere. And that's why it's so fun that somebody like Madison managed to like pull off like a happy ending for herself. But yeah, I feel like these guys, there's an archetype associated, and I think it's the reason why it's such good viewing. It's so fun. Is like I think a lot of women around the globe know these group of guys. You know what I mean? Like it. Like, have you ever known a group of guys like this? Like, obviously not quite the same, but just in that kind of happy to be perpetual teenagers, and like their bromanship is way more important than any relationship.
gosh, Lord help them. But you know what?
The Peter
Whitney,
Pans. Yeah.
Peter Pan syndrome.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, Whitner actually seems like such a good catch. Like, why is Sally not going for Whitner? If you think about it, he's a lawyer, he's got incredible family. Wow, like he comes from such a strong unit. I mean, itchy grass farm, you can have all of that. But I mean, he is a little bit more sort of straighty, you know, straighty 180. Like, so
It's a
I don't know,
really
maybe a
good
bit
call.
boring.
Do you find him attractive?
Not really.
No, neither do I. So that is the thing, right? So it's like we're programmed, like to sort of. I mean, we both think Craig's pretty hot, right? So like he's the only
Gorgeous.
decent one. But in the earlier days, I remember thinking, "Oh, Shep's so cool," and Austin's so cool and stuff. So yeah, but we like here he is. He's an early riser. He's fit. He has everything going for him, and I'm in no way interested in him. Like maybe I need to go to therapy. Like so cold.
It's funny. It's funny. Look, he will make a very good husband one day. And yeah. Do you think he's good for the
Ugh.
show? What do you think about Whitner?
I think he's a bit of a nothing burger. Honestly, I prefer his mum to Wit, but I think it's good to have that juxtaposition of somebody that's stable and mature because then you can clearly see where the other guys are. And we do get to have these conversations about why girls go for the bad boys and stuff. Like,
Mm,
I think he's good. Like, I'm kind of having a different view now on casting after just seeing the success of Beverly Hills this season with the new people that brought in. I think it is good to have like a device, like a diverse people to really bring out. Like
mm,
you don't want to have too many people the same. So for
yeah.
that reason, I like it. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not really into him. I don't think he's really added that much.
No. I was like literally right before he took us all to Itchy Grass Farm, I was like, "No, this guy's boring. Like, why is he on here?"
Yeah.
He did bring that to it. Like, that was really cool, like seeing his family farm and all of that sort of stuff. And it was a really cool getaway as well. Um, but I was just like, oh, he's a bit too boring for the show. But you're right, though. We do need a little bit of contrast so that you can see the extremities. But let's see how long. I don't know how long he'll want to do something like this or whether he'll
Yeah.
come back. Um,
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I feel like Rodriguez, I kind of feel took a couple of seasons for me to warm up to him as well.
yeah, I
But I am
agree.
really liking him calling out the boys now a little bit more. And I feel like this season he's sort of settled in
Mm,
a bit more.
yeah.
Have you felt that as well?
What's up?
Just that Rodriguez has settled in this season as opposed to Wit, who might take a couple of seasons, to settle
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. Yeah, 100%. Even with yeah, Rodrigo, I feel like he didn't really have a voice as much. He was thinking a lot, but I don't think he said a lot. He must be a little bit more of an introvert, but now he's actually saying these one-liners
True.
and they're funny.
No,
So,
that is true. Rodrigo, like when he said this, like this is a one liner I'd written down because I just thought this was so hilarious when he was like, "What you giving advice? And then he was like, oh no, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was Madison, but with um, the
The
shark
shark tooth.
necklace. She's like, how about you get yourself a shark necklace rather than going shark tooth necklace rather than giving your advice? I thought that was so hilarious. Um,
Yeah, no, that
yeah,
was both of them were great there. I think they're a good duo, those two actually, Rodrigo and Madison.
yes, that's true. I'm just going through my notes because I feel like
Yeah, I. Oh, what do you? Okay, Charlie and Craig. What are our thoughts on those two?
I just don't think that Charlie is going to like. Craig definitely likes a stronger woman, and the fact that, like he said, she's making herself smaller to accommodate others. I don't think that's Shep's vibe. I mean, Craig's vibe. So I think it's gonna self implode because she's too worried about what the rest of the people think, which is not how Craig rolls, right? He's pretty strong in his convictions, and I think that would just irk him after a while. That's my feeling. What's your take on that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can see that. I think for now, at least, like, I think they're really sweet. I think,
Yeah.
he wants to kind of look after her and protect her, and they want to. I think they just need a little bit of space to just figure it out, and like so far so good type thing. And whether it works long term, I mean, we know obviously he's got another girlfriend now. Um, but yeah, that could be. You're right. That could be the reason that they don't work out. But I don't know. I actually think they're really sweet for now.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, I really like her. I think she's gorgeous, and I think when because he's still got his own things going on, like when he's like, shh, shh, I, I don't want Austin to know we're talking about him, and like getting all funny about that and stuff. Like, I mean, yeah, either way, either of them could choose, like, actually, I don't want to go down this path. I don't think it's necessarily going to be Craig saying no to Charlie. It may be Charlie saying no to Craig. But yeah, she is making herself small and she should stand up to Sally a bit more. So
Absolutely, and I think that's definitely something that is a development area for her. Because I still think even
yeah.
now she like I was saying when they were on Watch What Happens Live, you can see the dynamic between those two, and Sally's just so dominant, and Charlie's just she can't stand up for herself. Yeah, which she needs to learn how to do.
Yeah.
Um,
Da-da-doo, ba-ba-dee-ba-boo. It's easy as the birds and the bees and the 1, 2, 3. Uh. I feel like it's a rap niche. Did you like that?
I think it's a wrap. Yes,
Yeah.
love
Good
it.
stuff. I'm glad we got through with some of my tech issues. We'll see what this upload's like.
Yeah,
But
let's
yeah, fingers crossed. Good stuff.
good
Until next
stuff.
time.
Chat
Bye.
soon. Bye.